je vous aimerai. Ma foi, je ne sais pas. Peut-être.
Taurus, this is your reading for the month of June. I said in May that you were making progress. You probably weren't aware of it. I can see even more progress now. I suspect you are more aware of it now. We've got a lovely energy that permeates the entire reading, all the other energies are permeated by it, and it's an energy of multiple blessings, but in particular those to do with relationships. A sense of fulfillment. So that's a wonderful thing, isn't it? We can see in the past that you were depressed, pessimistic, glass half full. And, we've been well aware of that, haven't we, Taurus? You've been looking on the black side of things. Well, to a certain degree, it was necessary. I think you've probably been through a dark night of the soul. You've been exploring your inner self. You've been exploring your deepest fears. And those are now coming out. Now, I say they're coming out. I hope you're not repressing them again. I hope they're not going into even deeper level of repression. That this really is catharsis. Because they're coming out, but as they come out, there is a tendency to shut them back in. And I hope that's not what you're doing. The energy that leads to the outcome, I would normally see as an energy working together. But I'm not certain that it is. I think it's an energy of working on something big that you don't necessarily feel you're making much progress on, which echoes last month. And the outcome is a tower moment. So that's suggesting that you were doing the wrong thing. These tower moments are necessary. It's something that you were doing and you must have felt it was the right thing at the time. But now the universe is letting you know that it wasn't. Now what would change all that would be to start all over again. And that's what you're being urged to do. But does it matter? Does any of it matter? And maybe it doesn't, because there are more blessings in the future. So maybe whether you sort of allow the tower, allow the destruction to happen, or you destroy it yourself by going off on, a new journey. The longer term or the medium term, it makes no difference. Now, it is, June is much better than last month. There's no doubt about it. And what really tells us this is this energy that goes throughout it all, which is an energy of multiple blessings. It's probably particularly accentuated relationships. Now, I'm very reluctant to say that it's loving or about love, about a partner, given all you've been through. But I normally associate it with that. But let's just say it's blessings at the moment, because this runs through the entire reading. And I have to see the reading as more positive than maybe some of the first glance energies from these cards. Because this is something very positive to have placed here. It really is. So things are beginning to change. You are making progress. I think you can feel the progress now. But you're probably still thinking to yourself that it's not going as quickly as you'd like. To a certain degree, you can see how your mood has changed because of last month, or certainly previously. You were quite pessimistic. It was a glass half full. You were seeing the bad side of everything, interpreting everything negatively. Now, At times there's no harm in going inside yourself and looking for answers. And I think, to be honest, you've been through a dark night of the soul, and you know that can be very depressing, and I think that's what's happened to you. But you've allowed this to get to you, and when you do get into this cycle, the universe picks up on it and it sends you more bad luck, as it were. So it's something that you have to snap out of. But I do see you. I do believe you've snapped out of it this month. Now your current energy is very interesting because it's the moon energy reversed. I take great care not to have cards reversed in my deck. So if they do come out reversed, I normally think that it's important. So what does the moon reversed mean? Well, it means that you've probably been focusing on your worries, focusing on your shadow probably, which is why I think you've been through a dark night of the soul, and why I think that that's probably depressed you a little, because it is depressing. And now you're in a position whereby you can release what you've discovered. You can let it go. You can let these fears, you can let these darkness go. There is, however, a danger at this juncture, and that danger is that you repress them even more, that you let them out and then you lock them back in even stronger, which will cause further damage later down the road. But it is a very good energy to have, a wonderful energy to have, and it's what you've been looking for. I think it's just I hope that you truly do let them out and learn to live with them. Now, I'm absolutely confident that you're moving in the right direction. I'm confident that things are going to go well for you. Because when we look at the future, we've got another energy of multiple blessings. This is likely more likely to be physical blessings, more likely to be material blessings. But it's multiple blessings. It's happiness, it's contentedness, you know. It's a lovely, lovely energy, and that's in the future. Now, it does come after what will seem like a disappointment, but you'll understand that it was necessary in order to achieve this happiness, these blessings, this contentedness. And it is a beautiful energy, it really is. Now, the energy that leads to the outcome, and I have to say the outcome, well, it's not a good outcome, but it's probably a necessary outcome, as I've alluded to. But the energy that leads to the outcome is you working on a project. Now, normally I'd associate this energy with teamwork, but this rendering only shows one person. So let us assume that the rendering is about you working on some sort of a big project by yourself. You're probably struggling a bit, you know. It's taking a long time. Now, I do remember a few months ago, I discovered that you were probably saving up in order to get enough money to move somewhere else, or to maybe retire somewhere else. I wonder if that's what we're talking about. I wonder if that's it here. But you're certainly working on something, and I think it's a bit difficult, and maybe progress is slow. And what Allah, God, the universe is telling you is you'd be better off, at least for now, forgetting about that project. Starting something afresh, starting something new, going at it with a wide-eyed innocence, enjoying it just for the journey, Recognising there will be pitfalls, but just needing something new to occupy you for too long. Whatever it is that you've been working on has been going on, and I think it's been getting you down, and I think that's also part of this pessimism we talk of. Now, is this a temporary thing? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's permanent. Maybe you need to rethink. But certainly go off on this new journey. And the truth is, if you don't go off on this new journey and sort of call a halt to what you've been doing, the universe is going to pull a rug from under your feet anyway. It won't be pleasant, but as I keep saying, it's necessary. It's something that's important. And indeed, your future happiness and future blessings are dependent on it. So you need to accept this change. And, in the medium term, quite honestly, it doesn't matter whether you choose to do it yourself or let the universe do it for you. But you're being given this warning by the universe that you have the option of doing it for yourself. And I think on that juncture, we can summarise for you, Taurus, what an interesting reading. Taurus, last month you didn't think you were making much progress, and that has depressed you. You've been looking on the negative side of things, and that will become self-fulfilling. But I also think you've been through a dark night of the soul, and that is depressing. What I can tell you is I think you've been through a dark night of the soul. I think you've been exploring your own shadow, and you've begun to understand it and begun to release it. And there is a danger when you start to release it of you shutting up these shadows even stronger and creating more problems for the future. I'm not certain that you'll do that, but I'm just letting you know about that. It's great, it's cathartic to let it all out. It's a great thing to happen. Now, the overall energy for this month, even though it might feel traumatic, is of you being blessed. And indeed, there are blessings in the future. There are blessings coming for you. But we've got this little wrangle this month that you need to get through. And I know, I remember from a few months ago, I spotted that you were sort of saving up for a radical change in your life. I thought you were sort of saving up to move somewhere different, maybe saving up to sort of go in semi-retirement in a different place. But I spotted you were doing that. And it's sort of a big project, and it's a project that's somewhat daunting. And maybe that's also why you feel you're making slow progress. And the universe is giving you warning to at least temporary, but maybe permanently, I don't know. But to forget about it. Forget about your big project. Start off afresh. Start off anew. Start off with a wide-eyed innocence, knowing there will be pitfalls, but also knowing that there will be joy, and recognising that the journey itself is worth it. Because if you don't do that, Taurus, the universe is going to do it for you. So you're going to have to change, whether you like it or not. Now, I know this sounds terribly negative, but I promise you there are multiple blessings just around the corner for you. I promise you that you are releasing what you need to release, and you're very close to achieving these blessings and a degree of contentment.